Morning show, Friday long weekend edition, May 26th, weekday, last weekday before Memorial Day. This is a big time. This is a big moment. We're moving into the summer season. Unofficially begins. Pool time starts. I got a pool party this weekend. Personally, I don't know what you all are doing, but I've got a pool party to go to. First 100 people there get a free koozie, no less. So it's a big thing. I'm gonna be lining up early, camping out maybe to get that. I'm actually not a koozie guy. That's one of the things I have strong opinions on. I don't think koozies are generally necessary or good. Adding Doug in here to see what he thinks. I'm sure he'll take the opposite side. Just what I've come to expect. We've also got some Planet Blues and stuff. Okay, there's Doug. Doug, what do you think about koozies? Yay or nay?
Yay! What? How could you be? How could you not be a yay? What do you have against koozies?
You know what I don't like? I don't like accessories of any kind. That's really what it comes down to. And I think you could view my dislike of pizza toppings and things like that as accessories.
As an accessory.
Yeah. I just think I think the little bit of minimalism that I went through that period, it just rubbed off and left me saying, why do we need a koozie? Like, we need this extra item that goes with the main thing, and we carry it around at the pool after that.
I'm not the kind of guy who's carrying around. I'm not a guy who's carrying around a koozie all the time, or like even to a pool party necessarily. But you're having beers in the backyard on a hot day, or at the lake. You're sitting at the lake. Your beer gets warm in like 15 minutes. You keep that koozie will keep it cool for another 15 minutes. You know what?
If I had ever noticed that a koozie actually kept the beer colder and more enjoyable, that would be one thing. I don't think it does. And I also think it just doesn't feel as good to be especially out of a can, like to have to hold that soft thing instead of the object itself. I don't know. I just don't like it. It's just not for me. I'm not doing a bit here. This is serious. I didn't plan this.
I have a new idea for a background. I'm just gonna have a running list of things that Matt doesn't like, and then a running list of things that Matt does like, and it's just one's gonna keep growing, and one sometimes might even one from the likes might even move over to the doesn't like over time. But
yeah, tater tots I would say did that once you got all into them.
Yeah, you were fine on tater tots for a while, and then no, I think koozie. You know what? You know what actually does really work, but I just cannot do it. I cannot spend the money, and I cannot hold it because it's so big. Is those Yeti koozies that are like insulated, like a Yeti cup?
I have seen that. Yeah.
They work so well. Like they will keep your beer cold for hours inside that koozie. But they're just so big to like manage and hold, and they're $30 or something like that. And then you lose that kind of stuff. I don't know. I just can't quite make that adjustment. But why would you not like a koozie? I've never heard of anyone who's anti-koozie.
You understand. I mean, the Yeti is just a higher degree of what I don't like. I don't like having to hold. I don't like something between me and the thing I'm doing. So I don't like biking. I'd rather just be on the road than have a buffer. But I think you're onto the right thing with the Yeti. Like that's right. It's a pain. You don't have this extra thing. Yeti stuff, man. The prices on that is insane.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. It is crazy. The Yeti obsession is just wild.
It is. You're far really beyond that, right? I think even the serious outdoor types. I mean, the serious outdoor people like you have moved beyond Yeti, right? You have some other brand that's more niche and smaller. That those who know.
Yeah.
Like if you see Yeti on a truck, you're like that person. They're a poser. They're not real, legit outdoor person. I mean, they probably have that machine thing that goes around your hips and like gives you those powered legs or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I feel. Put perfectly. No, I own one Yeti thing. It was given to me by Compliment. So it's that little white.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeti coffee cup, and I use that all the time because it's like I like that it's small and it
I do too.
Fits your hand.
It's a nice design thing. All right, good. Well, people are here. A lot of people here. A lot of activity today. I think everyone's fired up for this long weekend day. I'm not going to go through all the names, but it's all the same names as always, plus more. Some people are saying they like the koozies. Bianca's a big koozie fan. Bianca's always on your side, Doug, with these things. I've noticed.
Yeah, we're connected. Our souls are connected. I think that's good.
Yeah. Leslie says koozies don't work on something. I don't know what that means. Maybe it just means they don't work. Like I said. Bianca says they keep your hand warm. That's an interesting side effect. That's kind of a nice thing, I guess.
That's true. Like when it's cold outside, yeah. You know, pandemic beers when you were sitting outside all the time, definitely good to have the koozie.
Yeah, that's a good point. Mr. Jeffrey says, my wife gets mad at me calling it a koozie instead of a cozy. If someone called it a cozy, grounds for divorce, as far as I'm concerned. If you're calling it a cozy, it's koozie. Of course, it's koozie. Yeah, maybe Canadians. No, someone says Canadians do not call them cozy. So only Mr. Jeffrey's wife does. Okay, good. Well, that was an unexpected way to spend 6 minutes. I didn't think we'd get into that conversation.
Yep.
Anyway, Doug, you probably did Thirsty Thursday last night, right?
Thirsty Thursday was a bust. Ended up having to work till about 9:30. So Thirsty Thursday involved me sitting out on the patio with a glass of wine. I did drink last night, had a glass of wine, but I was working on emails. So a bust.
Well,
but it means that I don't have to work so much this weekend, which is great,
right?
Because I am excited about the 3-day weekend and the unofficial start of summer. I don't know. Memorial Day is just a great time of a great weekend. Yeah. One of my favorites. One of the best.
It is. One of the 3 best days of the year to eat vegan meats on, I would say.
What run that down? Memorial Day,
4th of July, and Labor Day.
Labor Day. Okay, so not Thanksgiving. No roast or anything.
No. Well, yeah, I do that too. I just think, to me, cookouts are where those foods really belong. Can't ever fault somebody for having that at a cookout. Even me, much as I don't like things, and I'm all extremist now about nutrition. I think it's good. Okay. Well, people have you to thank. You sacrificed your Thirsty Thursday so that the emails for Plantapalooza could go out, so people could be made aware of the goings on. What is today's event? Is it officially? Is it a 7-day event, and we're going to do a surprise reveal? Make it 8 days?
No. It's an 8-day. It's an 8-day event. 8 speakers, 8 days. Jill and Jeffrey from Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show, which if you haven't checked out that YouTube channel, it is awesome. It's big. It's not massive, but man, they have the best recipes and they walk them through really well. And so what's interesting about today's Plantapalooza episode is that Jill, who's the kind of lead cook in the YouTube, shares a little bit her story about how she was too busy to do much cooking. She didn't like cooking. She hated cooking. And then she kind of started getting into the whole food plant-based diet and lifestyle and fell in love with cooking through that. And it's just great for anyone who feels like they're too busy to eat healthy or doesn't really know where to start in the kitchen. So it's a good episode. Definitely check it out. And that is live now, I think. It should be on the No Athlete Radio feed and definitely over on lovecompliment.com. And of course, the sales continue to be going gangbusters. We're just practically giving this stuff away. Wow. Up to 50% off everything at Compliment. I actually went in and needed to re-up my order today. So now's the time. But yours is free though. Yeah, mine is free. As I went in to say that, I realized that it doesn't make any sense. Mine is free. But I did go in and order some stuff that I was running out on. So good. Good. All right. Well, good. That's it. That's right. Lovecompliment.com is where you can find all that. It's going on through Tuesday, I guess. So don't forget. Don't wait till Tuesday. You'll forget, and then you'll be mad, and then you have to wait till Black Friday, and it might not even be as good Black Friday. No, right? It will not. It probably won't. Yeah. Good. All right. Mr. Jeffrey says Plantapalooza strikes again. Doug's drowning 2.0. It's true. That is the reference to the email that the Slack message he sent that I read for the first time on the show. Oh, man. That was so embarrassing. So anyway, that's yeah. So I said the pool party thing I have on Monday, but otherwise, kind of a low-key weekend. I'm doing some cooking. We have some friends in town visiting for the weekend, so we'll be making some good food, having some good wines, and it will be nice. I'm looking forward to the 3-day weekend. I always like a nice 3-day weekend. Yeah, I've got one of my best buddies from college and his family are coming in and stay with us, and so it should be fun. Kareem? No, Kareem was my best friend from DC. We didn't go to school together. Okay, but Chris, you might have met him. Probably have. All right,
Good. I'm going to read this thing from Mr. Jeffrey. I don't know what it says, but it just seems like it's probably funny. We need Matt T interview bingo card. Okay, so Matt told me, okay, so this is in reference to Planetapalooza interviews. Bingo, if he says, if you had a billboard with one message, we're going to have you back for round 2, and anything about some experiment he does in one. Okay, that's funny. I like, it's funny. Matt told me getting some action on here, getting some love from the audience. Good. And Bianca says it could be a drinking game with the interviews by Matt. That's funny. We'll have to film this later. All right.
Yeah, definitely.
Good. Well, hey, we have an announcement. This is less fun for us, maybe not fun for you. I mean, it is more fun for us, not that fun for the audience, perhaps, but maybe it will be because it will lessen your obligation to keep up with 5 episodes a week. We're switching to our summer schedule, beginning with the unofficial start of summer on Memorial. We'll be off Monday, of course, for Memorial Day. But then after that, we're going to keep being off Monday for a while. I don't know when exactly. I don't know if we'll go all the way till Labor Day or not, but just to allow for more flexibility in the summertime, do some stuff. I've got a bunch of summer travel planned, not always on weekends, but it will certainly help. And then Fridays, we're going to do sometimes episodes. If we're around, no reason not to do something. We'll probably change the format on those days, maybe make it a little bit more audience interaction. Just a little bit less planned, perhaps less structured episode, or maybe we'll come up with some different structure that is just fun. Hopefully leave room for that. And maybe we'll just find something. So that's it. So yeah, I got it right. No Mondays.
Yep. Tuesday,
Fridays,
Wednesday, Thursday will be the show you've come to know and love. Friday, I think we're going to experiment. I'm hoping that we experiment a little bit, maybe do some much more kind of live stuff, or just a show that we wouldn't have done otherwise. So I think it's going to be good for us, good for the show, good for you guys.
Yeah. So it's good. It's good. Like I said, for the summer flexibility. I also think just for the show's purposes, like we're going to be able to put more time into doing other things we need to do to promote the show, to get it out there, making extra, things that come from the episodes, like the YouTube videos and stuff. And I had one more thing to say about it, but I forget what. We'll also do No Meat Athlete Radio too. Like it may actually have more time for getting those out. So there may be very little reduction in content, but we'll be able to cram all the good stories into 3 days. So it should get better, and hopefully not too much longer, but we'll see. So yeah, that's it. And Steven says this is Matt's way of really making Thursday the new Friday. Yeah, those Thursday episodes now, they're going to be bangers because it's going to feel like the weekend begins for 4 day. 4-day weekend every weekend, basically, as far as we're concerned, as far as this show is concerned.
That's right.
Except when we're around on Fridays, and then of course we'll do it. So Bianca says don't. So Bianca says don't leave her on Fridays. Hopefully Friday doesn't turn into like this thing that we just never do because we don't feel like it. The idea is if we're not traveling or doing something super busy, then we'll do Friday.
Yeah.
All right, we good. People aren't revolting, so that's good.
That is good.
Glad to hear.
Yeah. But it makes it that much more important that you guys show up on the days that we do it, either live or downloading the show on iTunes, so that we can continue to grow it, even with fewer episodes.
Yeah. So we'll see. My hope is we'll get some subscribers who stay around longer. I don't know how quickly people drop off, but it's hard to keep up with the daily show every weekday. And I'm hoping that this will actually bring in a bunch of new people who can tolerate that number of episodes. All right, we ready for our weather report, Doug? Jump into our content today. Just a short one, very short weather report.
I am ready. Let's do it.
Here we go. Friday, May 26th, Plant-Based Morning Show weather report. LIDL Ireland is in the news. Steven should have to do some explaining here. They've launched burgers made with soy and insects as part of its My Street Food range, which I think is a nice little way of putting it, that they're putting bugs in the burgers. My Street Food. The I don't know how you say it. €2.99 for a pack of 2. 2.99. I don't know how the Europeans would say that, but it's almost €3 for a pack of 2. So the price is pretty good.
Cheap.
Yeah, that is pretty cheap considering the price of everything else is really expensive now. They have textured soy flour. They also contain dried mealworm larvae. And they're simply labeled as insect burgers in store. I don't know what that means because it says, well, maybe My Street Food is not written on there. They just call it insect burgers, which is like a weird name. I don't. It just seems like they'd come up with something better than that.
Yeah.
But maybe they're just saying people are leaning into this and people who are going to eat the bugs, they don't care how you dress it up. They know they're eating bugs and they're actually seeking that out. I don't know. It's weird that this is happening. The EU has approved 3 edible insects for human consumption. Actually, that was in 2020. Then 2 more were approved. We talked about that. And 8 more might be awaiting approval. This is all from Plant-Based News, by the way. And I don't know why Plant-Based News is putting this out there. And even why we're talking about it. It's not vegan, obviously. I guess sustainability is a major important thing for our audience and their audience. And that's why it sort of seems relevant. I'll be really curious. I didn't think about this before, but I wonder how many vegans who are just so into planet sustainability will say this is their license now to have this also. We talked about the what's it called, the bivalve vegan thing, and right. I could totally see someone. I've even I don't know, wouldn't say I'm considering it, but it's interesting to me that if you stop saying I don't care about or I don't eat animals, but instead I just don't do anything that causes suffering, then suddenly that becomes okay, and then suddenly you've got this license to eat a lot more things when you're out at restaurants and things like that. So if you did the same with burgers, if sustainability is your main thing rather than animal suffering, and you say, well, this is sustainable, I can still be I can live by my vegan ideals and eat insects now. I don't know. I'll be really curious if people start doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Sustainability and probably health, right? I mean, I don't know anything about insect protein, but it's probably cleaner, or not cleaner, but it's less problematic than red meat, right?
I have no idea. I mean, really, I don't know if they don't have saturated fat in them. Maybe. I'm guessing they don't. Doesn't seem like they would, but I just don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that I would try it, and I'm no interested in trying it. But I'm glad that it's there, and I do see the appeal.
Yeah,
as long as it tastes good.
And it probably tastes fine. It's probably no different than grinding up beans and just making that into a burger.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It said it's thought that 2 billion people around the world already eat insects. So this is not that weird of a thing that we're talking about here. I don't know if they eat them in I could imagine people picking up a bug and eating it, but are they mass producing insect meals for people with huge quantities of insects around the world? I have no idea.
I think that certain I don't know. I don't even know what we're talking about here, but I think that there's certain insect flowers, like a cricket flower. I may be totally making that up, but that sounds familiar.
Okay. All right. Well, 10.3% of Europeans have stated that they would be willing to replace meat with insects. So I guess if it's a replacement you're doing, that's another thing. Right? I'm talking about vegans going that way, but maybe people will stop eating beef. And then still from an animal sentience suffering point of view, is it better to eat 1,000 bugs or 1/100th of a cow? I don't know. No idea. Need an ethicist or somebody who thinks about this stuff to tell me that answer.
Yes.
All right, and up much lighter news. We talked about this before, but it's now actually happened. Vegan fast food chain Hart House. This is also from Plant-Based News, by the way. That place is open. The drive-thru restaurant in the McDonald's location, which we said was coming, is now open. They revealed a fresh summer menu dubbed Summer Lovin', and has 3 new plant-based items: a smoky barbecue burger, Hart House lemonade, and Nashville nuggets. I'd like to get a hold of those Nashville nuggets. If those are hot chicken nuggets, I would be very excited about that. Of course, Hart House is the vegan restaurant. I assume it's vegan. We've been saying plant-based, I think. No, it says vegan. From Kevin Hart, is the guy's name?
Yep.
Comedian? Yeah.
Yep. Comedian, actor, entrepreneur, restaurateur.
You know what? Okay. I'm at first. Look, this is something that has moved from Matt doesn't.
I was just about to call that out. If I had the list, it would move from the things Matt hates or doesn't like to the.
Yeah, I didn't hate this. I just thought it seemed like a money grab. Just put his name on stuff, and just vegan trend. Just I don't know. And I just didn't. I don't get the idea of a fast food restaurant named after someone famous. It just seemed like an ego move to call your restaurant Hart House. If you were the chef and it was your one restaurant, I get it. But a fast food place with your name on it, I don't know. It just seems a little, I don't know, ego driven.
What about? I mean, you think of Phil's Diner or Jim's Barbecue,
You're right.
Or whatever.
You're right about that. but they're not already famous. I think that's my problem with it, right? You take your already famous name, put it on there, just make yourself more famous. Whatever. I understand why he's done that. But they show a picture of it on Plant-Based News. I'm sure you don't have this pulled up, Doug. I'll just put the link for people to go to if they want. They put a picture of the restaurant in the former McDonald's location, and the logo is just a little heart with an H next to it, which I think is better than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be a picture of his face and just all about him. And I like that. I mean, this is nice. The heart reminds you of healthfulness or compassion or something. So I think this is cool. Design is nice. Apparently got it painted by someone who's done some Starbucks locations. And I wish I could go to this Hart House. I'd be very excited to try this. This is in Hollywood. But he has said, Kevin Hart said on social media, we're in the business of making people feel good. And I'm proud of how fast we are growing. Can't wait till there are Hart House restaurants all across the nation. So the plan, or at least the fantasy or the vision, is for these to be
nationwide expansion. I like it.
Yeah, I would enjoy an all vegan fast food restaurant. I think that'd be a really nice, fun thing to take the family.
As long as it wasn't called Slutty Vegan.
Yeah, exactly. Because I want to take the family there. I want it to seem like a wholesome kind of thing. It's not going to be healthy food. We know that. But like, throwback to the 50s, people going to McDonald's, packing everyone up on a Friday to go to McDonald's. Everyone gets milkshakes. Everyone gets fries. Everyone gets burgers. It'd be so much fun to do that. If you could have a restaurant where you can go do that stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah, I agree.
I've come 180 degrees change on Hart House. And that's your weather report. That's all we got. Thanks.
This is 2 days in a row that you've actually come. You've admitted a change.
What was the other one? What was the other?
The pizza toppings. I know you're not all in on pizza toppings, but you admitted that there was a time.
Found a time to do that.
Lots of toppings.
You're right. All right. Did Steven tell us anything about Ireland and bugs and Lidl? Because I'm going to try to find them in the real world and get a photo. I wonder if that means if he's talking about the bugs. I think he is.
The bug burgers. Kate Rivercat says, and I've been to this, the Amy's drive-thru in Northern California.
Yes, I have.
I went after visiting Sid one time. You probably did the same.
Yep, exactly.
And it was good. It was fun.
It is fun. Yeah. And I think I got exactly the meal I described. I think I got a milkshake, fries, and burger.
Yep.
Bianca says I must be sleeping better. Yeah, possible. I think I am. You know what my new sleep hack has been? I don't know if it works, so don't go do it and assume it's going to work. Putting socks on when you wake up in the night, which I've always hated sleeping with socks on. So I've never done it. I saw this of all places from Best Life Online, had an article about sleep tips or something, and they said one of the main cues for your brain and body to fall asleep, counterintuitive, because I always thought one of the cues was your body temperature dropping because it would be nighttime, so that's why you cool the room down. Is the dilation of your blood vessels in your hands and your feet. Apparently, that's like a physiological link to the sleep signals. And so you put on your socks, your feet start getting warm, and for some reason, that opens up the blood vessels, and then you're out. So, I've had some success with it, I will say. Could probably purely placebo effect, randomness, whatever. But it's an idea. If you're struggling with sleep, give it a try. So I got my mouth taped shut.
I'm gonna have a third list of the running hacks that Matt does for sleeping. We got the cold blanket thing, the cold mattress, the mouth tape shut, all of the blackout stuff.
Of course.
I
got some new pillows recently.
Oh yeah. Oh, did you? You're over the hotel pillow?
Yeah. Moved on from that. I got a wedge thing that I put my legs up on, like a hard foam wedge. So I was asleep with that the whole night. Better back alignment.
Yep. Staying up at a certain time.
Staying up late. I did the lettuce.
The lettuce drink. Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot. I tried a lot of them. And none have really worked. They've all like seemed to work.
Have you ever considered that maybe you just have a terrible mattress? Like maybe your mattress.
No, I have a great mattress. I have $5,000 mattress I got as an affiliate deal. Yeah, but never promoted it a single time. I don't know how I got away with that. It wasn't my intention. I just I stopped emailing about it, and the guys who set it up stopped emailing me, and then it just never did the webinar or whatever we were gonna do. So I just got literally a $5,000 mattress and didn't do one thing for it.
Yeah, but just because it's expensive doesn't mean it's right for you. That's what I'm saying.
No, maybe you're right. No, but I actually really like this mattress.
Okay.
I feel bad about that. I did not try to trick that company or anything. It just sort of felt. I don't even know if they're still in business.
Probably not. If they're giving away $5,000 mattresses, not getting people to sign agreements.
Yeah. All right. Life of an influencer.
All right. Let's see. What do we have here? What are we doing next?
Well, we're gonna try to go for 4 to 5 more minutes. We've got a in-depth comparison of the vegan meat market. Let's not go too in-depth here. It's Friday. I don't think anybody feels like that. Here's the backstory. Well, the backstory you probably already know. The Guardian a couple weeks ago ran an article. Has the vegan bubble burst? Sales stagnate in UK as brands withdraw plant-based products. We talked, I think it was very early this week or last week, I don't know, about the plant-based news article that was sort of trying to refute these claims and say, just because this one brand, basically, that was sort of the focus, Heck Foods in the UK, they had withdrawn a whole lot of their products. They'd gone from like 14 down to 2 plant-based products. That was kind of used as, the example of what's happening to the industry. This Guardian article also cites the Beyond Meat, complete crash. Share price was at $230, now down to $11. It's not fair to take the pico top of the market and say, well, compared to that, right? No one knew that was the peak. No one knew to sell there. It's just, so we should take some sort of average price, I wish. But anyway, this is what the media does. Oatly, my favorite company, of course, for their breakthrough advertising, their share peaked at $28 after its IPO in 2021, has since dropped to less than $2. So that's not very good. That's like terrible. Less than 10% of that. So anyway, it's happening, and all across lots and lots of product lines are being contracted. Oatly has in the UK stopped having their tubs of frozen ice cream, or of ice cream, frozen non-dairy treat or whatever it's called. So that was cited. But anyway, there's this Veg Economist article called Fresh Data Counterpoints Media Claims of Stagnation in Plant-Based Industry. And what they do is find a bunch of interesting data, a little bit more data than that plant-based news article had, pointing out that plant-based meats are not actually dead. Oatly, for example, they mentioned that, yes, they got rid of, and I think Veg Economists actually talked to Oatly about it. They said, yes, we stopped having the ice cream tubs, but we're working now on Oatly soft serve ice cream, which, side note, I'm extremely excited for. That would put Oatly from my bad list, my hate list, to my good list. I don't hate them. From my dislike list to my like list if they came out with vegan soft serve. I'd be pumped about that.
All right.
But what I don't know is how can they do that? I'm not going to just get to have soft serve at home, right? Unless I have that whole machine.
Yeah, you have to go to a McDonald's or whatever that will serve you some soft serve.
Yeah, so then they got to get that machine into places, which might be hard to do. Get people to like find the room in their kitchen or whatever for that.
No, I mean they have to be working on a partnership, right? I mean,
yeah,
no one's going to get a soft serve machine for their house. Like that would be a huge ask. Like here's a habit that you maybe do like once every like 3 to 4 weeks at most. Go out for soft serve. Now get a machine and put it in your house. I mean, I guess that's kind of what the waffle maker did, right? And or
did
a quesadilla maker.
Quesadilla, who is that thing? Do people have quesadilla makers?
I had one growing up.
Did you?
Yeah.
So the seeds were sown early for you with this Mexican food obsession. Yeah. Your house will screw up. You just hate the stuff. Okay. Anyway, so I'd be excited about soft serve. I was telling my kids about it the other day, and they didn't know what it was. And I said, "Oh my gosh, it's so much better than regular ice cream." So I'll be really excited if that happens. Anyway, they said that they've also just in the past month launched like 4 varieties of Oatly milk: Oatly Whole, Oatly Semi, Oatly Light, and Oatly No Sugars. And their claim is that's the most product launches they've undergone in 1 year in the UK. I mean, they don't really sound like products to me. That sounds like spin-offs.
Yeah, but spin-offs are there. Right.
Yeah. So anyway, the point is you can kind of make a case whichever way you want by just cherry picking what you want. There's some interesting data. This is the most interesting to me. And we won't go into much more of it. I don't want to get into too much depth. But they said the meat substitute sector, I think they're probably talking about UK here, not the world, but shows the highest growth between 2017 and 2022 in value and volume. That's 12.5% increase in value, which doesn't seem that much with all the inflation that's going on, and 8.06% in volume increase in 5 years. And so I think what they're saying is, of all the sectors, I hope I'm right about this. I'm not sure. It's not obvious. I think they were saying of all like the food sectors, meat substitutes was the single biggest grower in the 5-year period. But it's not entirely obvious to me that that is the truth. They could be talking about that, of all the plant-based products, meat substitutes are the ones that are doing the most growth. So that's what they said. Other things are growing as well. Plant-based, they break proteins down into this: plant-based, single cell, which means mycoprotein, soy-based, and grain-based. So plant-based doesn't include soy-based or grain-based or mycoprotein.
What would it include? Bean-based, like chickpea burgers?
Well, like
pea protein.
Yeah,
okay,
all those things. But I don't know why soy-based wouldn't be like treated the same as those. So anyway, I don't know, but they're all growing in the 7 to 9% range. So there's growth. It's without a deep look at the context of this growth. It doesn't mean much. But the point is, there's a lot of evidence you can still point to saying this stuff's growing. And one big bright spot for everyone is Gen Z. Apparently, Gen Zers are the drivers of the U.S. vegan market. That's Gen Z is born between 1997 and 2012. 70% of those who identify as vegan intend to stay vegan in the next 5 years or more. It seems like a lot of vegans would say that, but until they get deficient because they didn't take compliment, and then they go away from it. But anyway, who knows? So I don't know. There's not much here to convince me that the plant-based meat industry is healthy and good and all is well, and there's no reason to be concerned. We don't know if this is a blip and everyone's building and it's getting better and it's going to come back strong and eventually, far exceed what all the hype told us they'd get to in a couple years. And obviously that didn't happen. We don't know. Orbital cultivated meat completely changed the game. Our friend Rachel seemed to be on my side there, saying that she thought that might come in and replace this awkward middle ground.
Well, okay. So I read the article and it obviously doesn't 2 years ago, people were saying that everyone would be eating plant-based burgers by now, right? And that has not happened. But it does. I think it paints a picture of a healthy, growing industry to me, of something that's climbing year over year, and and growing not just in revenue but in volume too. And I think that's great.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. The other message I took from this was just backing up what we kind of already know to be true, that in Europe and maybe other parts of the world, but not the US, it's really seeming to take hold. Germany, this great example that it's like the meat consumption was the lowest it's ever been, or plant-based was the highest it's been, something like that. Just anecdotally, we all the time hear about things rolling out in Europe, in their Burger Kings, in their grocery stores, whatever, just things that we don't have here. So I don't know. Maybe there's something about the United States that is resistant to this. I don't know. Don't know how to explain it, but I'm glad it's taken hold over there.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Well, then that does it. That is the week. Anybody having anything interesting here?
There's there seems to be some consensus that Oatly frozen yogurt would go in or not frozen yogurt, soft serve would go in like Froyo's and that type of places. Offer the vegan option at a soft serve place, at a frozen yogurt place.
Okay, yeah, but people don't know. They're just saying, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, right? No, of course not. Yeah, but that sounds way more likely to me than Oatly trying to convince you to buy a frozen yogurt dispenser or frozen soft serve dispenser.
Can't they come up with a little handheld version where you just feed the ice cream through it and it just comes out nice and soft and good? Yeah, the same way they have those you can make your own soda water now. Those fruit flavored water things. We just need that for soft serve, for vegan soft serve.
Yeah, that's a good point. I spent some time in Nigeria one summer. And they didn't have McDonald's, but they had this place called Mr. Biggs. This was before I was vegetarian or vegan. and it was kind of modeled after a McDonald's, and it was the only place that would serve soft serve. And electricity was pretty unreliable in the country, but they always had generators that you could always get your thing. We traveled for like 4 hours to get the soft serve way out of the way. And of course, the machine was broken when we got there, and had a terrible burger with no soft serve.
You actually went 4 hours just to get soft serve?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was very hot there. Like something like a frozen ice cream just sounded worth 4 hours to get there, on multiple different motorbikes and taxis and buses. I mean, it was like way out of the way and quite a journey to get there. And sure enough, it didn't.
This isn't the journey that eventually saw you in a jail cell, is it?
No, it's not. No,
that was different. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Dental and Lentils, first timer from Louisville, Kentucky, Doug. That's a meaningful place to you, right? Louisville.
It is. Yeah, my father used to live there. Yeah.
Yeah. Good place.
It is a good place.
And welcome. So welcome, Dental and Lentils. Okay, good. Well, that's it. Anything else before we go? For 3 days. We'll be back Tuesday, of course, with the new summer schedule beginning then. Anything else, Doug? Any weekend send off or anything for us?
No, I'm just gonna go pull out my Koozies, get ready for the weekend, and
get them shined up, ready to go.
Buff them out. It'll be great. No, I hope everybody has a great weekend. Thanks for another fun week of the show. Next week will be a really good transition week anyway, since Monday is kind of off for everybody. And don't forget about Plantapalooza. Check out the No Meat Athlete radio feed for the interviews, and head over to lovecompliment.com to save on plant-based nutrients.
I don't think we've said that enough. If you go to the No Meat Athlete radio feed, all episodes, 8 in a row, right, are going up there.
8 in a row, yeah.
You can go there now and get them. You don't need to go opt in for anything. Just go over to that, subscribe to that or whatever, or download the episodes, whatever. And you can get it nice and easy. While you're there, if you're not already subscribed to the show, iTunes or Spotify, you can get Plant-Based Morning Show. So you can get all our episodes automatically there. Of course, YouTube, we always appreciate the subscribes, the likes, the notifications on, the comments, all that stuff helps us. So please do that. And that's it. It's my request.
Yeah, that's our request. And head over to the Discord. We'll get that list going so that I can start building something for my background of Matt's dislikes and likes.
Yeah. Right. All right. Enjoy your Memorial Day, everyone. Don't forget the reason for the season. Celebrate, enjoy, be appreciative, be remembering.
That's
all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. That's
all
good.
Right. Thanks. All right.